Imagine a time when gods walked among us and heroes were as real as the ground beneath our feet. Our story begins in the ancient city of Uruk, a place of towering walls and bustling markets. But at its heart, a king whose strength was unmatched, whose appetite for life was insatiable. Gilgamesh.
Gilgamesh? Wasn't he the one who was 2/3 god, 1/3 human?
Exactly, Olivia. A being of immense power and charisma, yet his very existence posed a question. What happens when a man with the force of the gods fears his own mortality?
I suppose he'd do anything to overcome it.
And so he did. Our tale is not just of his incredible feats, but of his profound transformation. From a tyrant to a hero, from a man to a legend. So, buckle up, because we're about to embark on an adventure written in cuneiform, etched into clay tablets, and preserved through millennia.
An adventure that begins with a dream, right?
Indeed, Gilgamesh was plagued by dreams, visions that led him to seek out Enkidu, a wild man of the forest created by the gods as his equal. Their rivalry, their battles, and their eventual brotherhood are the stuff of legends.
The perfect mirror to reflect the best and worst of Gilgamesh.
A reflection that would guide him through his darkest hours and his greatest quest. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. For now, let's revel in the raw power of their first encounter, where the fate of Uruk was forever changed. With Enkidu by his side, Gilgamesh found not just a friend, but a soul forged from the same divine fire. Together, they dreamed of feats that would echo through eternity. Their first test? The mighty Cedar forest, home to the fearsome Humbaba.
Humbaba, the giant guardian set by the gods to terrify mortals?
The very same. A creature whose roar was a flood, whose mouth was death, and whose breath was fire. But to our heroes, he was a challenge they could not resist.
It's almost as if they were seeking out danger.
In a way, they were. It was in their nature to confront the impossible, to face the very essence of fear and triumph over it. And so, armed with weapons from the gods and blessings from the elders, they set out.
A journey of courage, or perhaps of folly.
A bit of both, I'd say, for what is heroism without a touch of madness? In the heart of the cedar forest, they found their monster. The battle was fierce, the stakes were life and death.
And yet, they emerged victorious?
Spoilers, Olivia, but yes, against all odds, they did. The fall of Humbaba was a testament to their strength and to the unbreakable bond they shared. It was a victory that would make them legends. But every victory has its price.
A price? What do you mean?
Well, you see, in defeating Humbaba, they drew the ire of the gods. It was a transgression that would not go unpunished, but that's a tale for the next chapter. The echoes of their victory against Humbaba had barely faded when the skies of Uruk darkened. The gods, angered by the defiance of Gilgamesh and Enkidu, conspired to teach them a lesson in mortality.
A lesson? That sounds ominous.
It was, for the gods sent the bull of heaven to ravage the land, to punish the hubris of our heroes. Its breath was drought, its steps were earthquakes, and its charge was destruction.
A bull from the heavens? That's hardly a fair fight.
Indeed, it wasn't, but Gilgamesh and Enkidu, bound by brotherhood and bravery, stood against it. The battle was cataclysmic, the stakes were higher than ever, and the cost was unthinkable.
They won, didn't they? But at what cost?
Victory, yes, but at a price that would haunt them forever. For in defeating the bull of heaven, they sealed a tragic fate. The gods decreed that Enkidu must die as punishment for their transgressions.
That's heart-wrenching.
It is, and it was here that Gilgamesh faced his greatest fear, not monsters, not gods, but the specter of death itself. Enkidu's demise was a turning point, a moment that would ignite the quest for immortality.
A quest that would lead him to the ends of the earth, to the secrets of life and death.
Precisely, but that's a journey full of trials and revelations, a path that we'll walk in the next chapter. For now, let's reflect on the bond that even the gods couldn't sever, and the love that would drive a king to seek eternity. With the loss of Enkidu weighing heavy on his heart, Gilgamesh embarked on his most perilous journey yet. He sought the secret of eternal life, a quest that would take him to the very edge of the world and beyond.
To the edge of the world? That sounds like a journey filled with trials.
Oh, it was. Gilgamesh faced savage beasts, uncharted waters, and the haunting solitude of his own mortality. His path led him to the wise Utnapishtim, the only man to have escaped death's embrace.
Utnapishtim? The survivor of the Great Flood?
The same. It was he who possessed the knowledge Gilgamesh sought. But wisdom comes at a price, and the price was truth. Utnapishtim challenged Gilgamesh to stay awake for 6 days and 7 nights as a testament to his worthiness.
An impossible task for a mortal.
Indeed, and in his failure, Gilgamesh learned a harsh lesson. Immortality was not meant for the hands of men. Yet, Utnapishtim offered him a glimmer of hope, a plant that could restore youth.
A second chance?
A second chance indeed, but as fate would have it, the plant was stolen by a serpent as Gilgamesh bathed, leaving him with nothing but the wisdom of his journey.
The serpent that sheds its skin, the symbol of rebirth. So, Gilgamesh gained nothing?
On the contrary, Olivia, he gained everything. He returned to Uruk, his heart filled with a new understanding of life. He became a wise ruler, a compassionate leader, and his legacy was etched into the walls of Uruk for all to remember.
A legacy of wisdom, not of immortality.
Exactly, for in the end, it was the story of Gilgamesh, written in stone and passed down through generations, that achieved immortality. And that, dear viewers, is the true Epic of Gilgamesh.
Thank you for joining us on this journey. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories from around the world.
If you love our artistic creations, pop over to our Patreon to purchase our exclusive image works. Thank you for your support.